Hi, I'm Jackson from Combined Pool and Spa, and today we're just going to go over some of the things that you want to do right away when you first get your hot tub delivered. Initially, it's going to come empty and not wired by an electrician, so you're going to need someone to connect it and wire it that way, and then we're going to start filling up the hot tub. When you do fill it up with these saltwater hot tubs, you want to use the portable water softener that we gave you to fill it up 3/4 of the way with that, and then the rest of the way with your hose water. When you're filling up the hot tub, you want to place the hose in the filter cartridge area. That way we don't get any air kind of like locked in behind the jets as we fill it up. Once it's wired and you flip the breakers on with water in there, factory setting will get it heating up automatically to 100 degrees. A good rule of thumb is that it'll take a degree or two an hour to finally get to max temperature, and you don't want to throw any chemicals in there until you reach about that like 80-90 degree range, just because if you throw in a bunch of salt while your hot tub's still cold, that'll just sit on the bottom. So now that your hot tub is here and full, and heated up, we can start going through the initial chemicals that you need to add. Our delivery guys will take a water sample back to the store, and those results should be emailed to you. When you get those, that's a really helpful tool where you can just kind of follow the order that it says and adding your chemicals and getting your hot tub good to use. The first step is probably going to be some kind of alkalinity adjustment. So that might be adding some alkalinity increaser here. We don't have, or there is no alkalinity decreaser. So if your alkalinity ever needs to be decreased, you will use a pH decreaser like this one. Anytime you add your chemicals, especially for this initial startup, you want to pour them in through the same place that you filled up your hot tub, that filter area, while you're running your jets on high. That just allows them to circulate through faster, and then it'll say it on that sheet as well, but you want to wait 15 minutes between the different chemicals that you're adding, just to allow, like if you add too many chemicals at once into the water, you can get some cloudy water, and we're trying to avoid that, especially right away. At the bottom of your water test, it's also going to talk about how much of this chlorine concentrate you have to add to your hot tub. This is just like a Kickstarter chlorine dose. Eventually the goal is that our salt system here will maintain a residual level of chlorine. Those salt cells are really good at keeping up, but they're not great at catching up to like a chlorine demand. So we're going to use this right away, just like any other chemical, added through the filter area there while you run the jets on high. After you add your chlorine concentrate, you want to leave the cover off and run the jets for about 30 minutes, just to let everything air out and kind of clear out. So now that the water is balanced in your saltwater hot tub, we can go ahead and add in the salt. The exact amount of salt you add in is going to vary kind of depending on the exact size of your hot tub. Usually standard is we're going to start with like a 5 to 6 cups, and we're going to put this stuff in the same way that we put in the other chemicals, where we're going to open the filter area there and run the jets on high while this all goes through. Once the salt is added, your salt system should register that, and the gauge will give you a little reading on about where you're at. If you think you're a little low, you can add another cup or two, but it is significantly easier to add salt than it is to take it away. So we like to start on like the lower range there and kind of work our way up if needed.